simple past, positive and negative forms. In this module, you'll learn how the positive and negative forms of the simple past are formed. The simple past is used to describe actions that happened at a specific time in the past. In the positive form, the simple past is written as subject plus main verb in the past form. For example, I helped, he filled, she jumped, they picked. Here, I, he, she and they are the subject, and helped, filled, jumped and picked are the verb in the past form. How's the past tense of regular verbs formed? Well, it is done by adding a d or ed at the end of the verbs. Consider the verb live. Add d at its end to get its past form, lived. Similarly, add ed at the end of the verbs fill, jump and pick to get their past forms, filled, jumped and picked. Next, you'll learn how simple past is written in the negative form. In the negative form, the simple past is written as subject plus did plus not plus main verb in the base form. Let's now check out some examples. Again, consider I helped. As you know, this is the positive form. The negative for this will be I, that is subject, plus did, plus not, plus help, main verb in the base form. Here are the negatives for the other previous examples. In case of the verbs was and were, only not is added after the verbs to form the simple past negative, as subject plus was plus not, subject plus were plus not. Consider the examples. He was here. This is the positive form. The negative for this will be he, that is subject, plus was plus not plus here. They were in the park. This is the positive form. The negative for this will be they, that is subject, plus were, plus not, plus in the park. Did not can be contracted as didn't. So the previous examples of the simple past negative can also be read as he didn't fill, she didn't jump, and they didn't pick. Similarly, was not and were not in the previous examples can be contracted as wasn't and weren't. So the negatives can also be read as he wasn't here, they weren't in the park. Here's something for you to know. Did not, was not and were not are called formal negatives, and didn't, wasn't and weren't are called informal negatives. That's all in this module. Hope you enjoyed learning. In this module you have learned that the simple past describes actions that happened at a specific time in the past. The simple past structure for positive sentences is subject plus main verb in past form. The simple past structure for negative sentences is subject plus did plus not plus main verb in base form. The simple past structure for negative sentences with the verbs was and were is subject plus was plus not and subject plus were plus not. Did not, was not and were not are formal negatives, and didn't, wasn't and weren't are informal negatives.